Hi everybody, Karl here with a very special edition of the Spenson Factor Online, focusing on our country's current economic meltdown. Now if you're like me, you're probably wondering to yourself, how does this economic crisis affect me? I live in my mother's basement in a peaceful suburban retirement community. I run a successful video blog and work part-time at a lesbian bookstore. There's no way all this economic gobbledygook is going to affect me, is it? Well, listen up, Charlie. Because this stuff affects everybody. The banks are failing in Europe. The Japanese are running out of yen. Everybody's running out of money, which means people aren't buying the things that stimulate the economy, like lesbian erotica or feminist poetry. Now, how all this went down can be hard to understand, and you're not going to get the straight story from those elitists over on CNBC. So I'm going to break it down for you people in a way you can relate to. In the early 90s, I was playing trombone in a ska band called Sweet Pickles, based out of New Brunswick, New Jersey. Now, the ska scene was huge in New Brunswick back then, so the producers were just throwing money at us. Hell, even the crappy bands that couldn't get booked at a Rutgers keg party were getting paid. And the producers didn't care. There was so much money in it back then, nobody cared. The big shots were riding high on a wave of cash and white boy reggae. Hell, I was pretty far deep into it myself. I never would have imagined when I was playing trombone in my high school marching band that someday it'd be getting me laid. But by the late 90s, nobody was listening to ska music anymore. Suddenly it was all about boy bands and swing dancing. And the producers wanted all the money back that they'd invested in us. But we were all broke by then. The banks wanted to know what happened to all the money, and suddenly everybody was screwed. You know, it was a crisis that not only affected us personally, but the entire New Brunswick ska scene. Suddenly everybody was hurting, from the bars that used to book us to the makers of skinny black ties and checkerboard patterned sneakers. It was truly a dark time. Trombone players even stopped getting laid. We begged Congress to bail out the ska industry, but for some reason we never heard back. So you see, Factor viewers, we're all ska musicians now, skanking our way right into the poorhouse. And if you don't think this crisis affects you, take a look at the members of Real Big Fish. Take a look into those dead, soulless eyes, and you're looking into the mirror. I'm Karl Spenson, and I'll see you next week.